People that are new to AIX like to complain about command completion and how hard it is to edit their shell history. I'm going to show you how easy it is in the korn shell. The first thing I'm going to do is run set-o vi. This is going to allow me to move backwards and forwards in my shell history. A lot of people will put the set-o vi into their .profile so that it's there every time they log in to their session. And that way it's already set up the way you like it. So one thing I can do, let's say I run ls and I have a bunch of files and maybe I touch file 4 and I run ls and I touch file 5 and I run ls and I can do escape K and I can start going back through that history until I get to this point, and then control C can get me back out. So let's say I've done a control K, or I'm sorry, an escape K, escape K, escape K. Oops, I went too far. Now, without touching anything other than the letter J, I can go back forward, and then K, I can go backwards. So I can move in my history file. I suppose that is nice, but now let's get a little more involved. Let's say I've got this set of files, file 0 through file 5, and I want to keep adding files with this same type of file name. I could do a for loop. So let's say the variable is I, for I is going to be in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to want to do something. What am I going to do? I'm going to touch file, variable I, and I'm done. So boom, now I've got all these new files created. In this instance I'm just creating files, but think if you had run an LSPV and you had hundreds and hundreds of HDisks and for some reason you needed to go in and clean things up and you needed to run a bunch of rmdev commands on those HDisks. Well, in our little example we will call these files HDisks, or we'll imagine that they're HDisks, and now I want to remove them all. So again, using my shell history, I can do an escape K and K, and here's my for loop. And now instead of touching the file to create it, I'm going to rm the file. ls. They're all gone. Well, some people think that this is difficult to edit. So if I go back and I look at this, some people say, well, this is a bunch of gobbledygook with the control J's and I've got to scroll around and it wraps around and it's a mess. Is there an easier way to do this? Well, sure there is. I can just hit the letter V and it'll take me into like a VI session so that I can edit it and it'll be a little clearer. So maybe I want to touch those files again so they come back. Now when I exit out, it's just going to run that and I do an ls and those files are back. But I can hear voices in my head. You're saying I'm new to the korn shell. I can hear you saying, Rob, how did you move your cursor around after you hit escape K? So if I hit escape K, K, how am I moving to the right? You hit the letter L and you're moving to the right, just like you would in VI. But I don't want to go right. I want to go left. H, H, H to go left. So K to go up, J to go down, L to go right, H to go left, V to edit it. As with anything in life, the more you practice, the better you're going to get. If you plan to administer AIX, you may as well get used to VI and the korn shell.